Hey, it's Heather Dunlop here with Thriving Woman. So glad to see you today. What I want to share with you today is why resistance shows up when you're working on improving yourself, right? You can have it come up in so many different ways. It might show up as, I don't know. I don't know what to do next. I'm not sure. It's just like you feel this clutter in your mind. Whereas once you were very focused and going where you're going and you're making progress, making progress, making progress, then all of a sudden, boom, it stops you. And resistance is going to show up and say, hey, I'm going to make it tough for you to keep going toward that thing you want to go toward. Why does this happen? It's because your brain wants to keep you safe. And familiar is safe to your brain, right? Your subconscious runs 90% of the show, right? 90% of everything we do is driven by our subconscious mind. We don't have to think about certain things like, how do I speak? How do I breathe? I have to keep my heart going. I have to, do certain things in the morning, like when you're getting ready, brushing your teeth. That's automatic as to how to brush your teeth. You just automatically know how to do it. You get in a car and drive. It's now automatic to you how to start that car, which way to turn, which way to go to get from your home to your office. There's so many things that are driven by our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind wants to keep us in those familiar things. It says, hey, it's safe. And you know what? The safest place is to not do anything, not to change. That's why so many people say they don't like change or it's so hard to change. It's not hard to change. It's easy to change when you believe it's easy to change and when you understand why resistance is coming up. So, resistance is your brain saying, stop, don't do this. Let's go back to the safe and familiar. Let's get back on the curb. Let's not cross the street. So, what do? One of the things you want to do is you want to recognize when those moments come up. Pay attention to your thoughts when you're starting to feel that resistance. What was happening right before that resistance came up? And what are the thoughts that came up in your head that said, put the brakes on, stop, wait, don't go any further. I'm going to stay right here because that is too hard. That is different. I don't know what's on the other side of that. So we're not going to go there. So your brain is going to say stop and resist. And it's going to throw up all kinds of resistance at you. Some of it you may not even be aware of until you start paying attention to it. And you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that was something that, was a block for me and would stop me. So we want to face the resistance. And here's one of the great things about the resistance. It's showing up because you're making progress. It shows up because you are making progress on your goals. So think about this, when we go to the gym, you say, hey, I'm going to go in, I'm going to work out, and I'm going to lift weights, and I'm going to get rid of all this extra weight that I don't want anymore. I'm going to be fit and healthy and trim. And you go and you go and you go, and you're using willpower, right? Willpower is a muscle, and it's something that you keep going and going. But then it's like, oh my gosh, you hit somewhere around 3 weeks in, and you come up against resistance. And you say, oh, I don't want to get up an hour earlier to go to the gym. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go get all sweaty. Oh, I have a meeting to get to. So, you know what? Let me concentrate on that and focus on that meeting and get ready for the meeting. And willpower gives out. Why does willpower give out? It loses to resistance, and willpower will lose to resistance every single time at some point. It's usually around 3 weeks in, around that 20, 21, 22-day mark. Why? Because willpower is a muscle. And muscles can't keep going forever and ever and ever. That's why we want to automate our beliefs. Automation will just say, hey, here's the resistance. I see you. I recognize you. I'm creating a new automation and I'm going to get past this resistance. And that's when things start to change. Right? So think about it. When you go to the gym and you're starting to lift weights and you're like, oh, it's just 20 pounds. I can lift this and I can lift this and I can lift this all day long. It's not helping me. But you keep going because your willpower says, yes, I can do this. I can keep lifting this weight. And you keep lifting, and then you start to get tired. And then you start to get more tired. And then it's like, oh, it becomes a struggle. And Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can power through, right? Power through. Will and you're stuck. And you're like, "Ugh, I have to just drop it." That's why willpower isn't going to get you to your goals. What we're doing here is we're creating new automations. And when that resistance shows up, we say, hey, I recognize that. I recognize what's trying to stop me here. Here's this thing that's coming up and saying, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know if it's going to work. That's resistance. That's your brain saying, stop. I'm going to create some doubt here. And when I cause doubt, you will stop what you're doing. That's why you need to work on creating your new automations. So while we're pruning away those old automations, the ones we don't want anymore, we're cutting out those weeds. We're also laying down fertilizer for the new ones to grow, for the new plant to come up healthy. So we're planting new seeds for the new truths to come out, for the new automations to happen, so that it will get you to your desired life. Because your new automations, you start to feel that resistance. Your old one is over here. This is the weed. The new one is the plant that's trying to come up through the ground that you're fertilizing. The great thing is fertilizer that works on plants doesn't always work on weeds. Some of these actually kill the weeds, and that's what we're doing. We're using a fertilizer that will help that healthy plant grow and kill that weed at the same time. That's what we do in our process here. That's what we do in our coaching. So you take all those weeds and you're pulling them out and you're pruning them out and you're cleaning everything up, and your plant, your seed, starts to take shape underground. And what does it have to do? It has to die off to actually become a plant. It has to change its form. It has to completely take a different form so that it starts to grow green. And you see, you've seen the videos where they start to come up through the dirt and that plant's digging and digging and digging and pushing to get through the dirt. That's your resistance. And once it hits that level, then it goes, whoop, now you can see it. Now everybody can see it, and you start to grow. And you've got this beautiful, luscious, gorgeous plant that you really get to enjoy. And there's no more weeds because you took care of those weeds. So that's what we do in coaching. We get rid of those old automated beliefs, those weeds. And at the same time, we work on building up your new automations to create your new beliefs that lead you to the desired life that you want, the one that you've been dreaming of, the one that you've been saying, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know what life is going to be like if I can get there. I don't know if I'm worthy. You are worthy. And you're worthy of getting there. And when you feel that resistance, no, that's your brain saying stop. That's your brain saying it's not safe to change. And I know that you know better because you've wanted this for a long time. And you want that desired life. And together we'll coach you through those moments so that you continue to move forward. Not power through, not push, not bulldoze it. Work through those moments. Work through the resistance. Understand the resistance. Because once you understand resistance, it goes away. What you continue to resist will continue to persist. Think about the Chinese figure games. Remember those little they're made of straw woven, and it's like a little tube and it's short here. You stick your fingers in, and then when you pull it apart, it's stuck, and you can't. The harder and harder you pull, the more it stays and grips onto your fingers because you're resisting it. You're pulling against it. You're resisting it. And when you continue to resist it, it will continue to persist and pull and hold you and keep you stuck. But when you face forward and come into the resistance and lean into the resistance, guess what? That Chinese finger pull loosens and falls right off your fingers. That's what happens with your old beliefs. When you lean into them and you say, why are you resisting me? What is happening here? Let me understand this so that I can resolve it and clean out those weeds and feed the new ones and let the new beliefs come and play and grow and become beautiful. That is when you're going to get past that sticking point of resistance. And you're no longer going to say, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't think I can do this. You're going to say, this is who I am, this new person, this new version of me, and that is what I'm going for. So lean into the resistance. And while you're getting rid of those old beliefs, let's work on creating those new automated beliefs for you. So if this is resonating with you and you'd like to take it a level deeper with me, I'd love to get on a call with you. Schedule a call on my calendar, just a quick 15-minute call, and let's take it deeper and let's see where you want to go. And let's work on getting rid of those weeds and putting in the fertilizer for those new plants to grow, for your new life to come about. Link's going to be in the first comment in the chat. This is Heather Dunlop, and always, always remember, you have strength within you.